On the programme tonight, claims of heavy-handed police tactics. As the video reveals, a protester at a North Yorkshire fracking site being pulled down by police. They're accused of going over the top, trying to stop demonstrators.
The policing is being heavy-handed, that it's disproportionate. They're not allowing people to demonstrate in an appropriate way.
We'll hear from North Yorkshire Police. How do they respond to the criticism?
Good evening. Protesters at North Yorkshire's fracking site have criticised heavy-handed police behaviour after a video emerged of a campaigner being pulled to the ground. Roy Openshaw says he wasn't doing anything illegal and it was his first ever protest when he was hauled down by an officer.
Other protesters say they feel the police are overmanning the demonstrations. We'll be hearing from the force in a few minutes' time. But first, here's our Home Affairs correspondent, Spencer Stokes.
A police officer wearing gloves, hooking an arm around a fracking protester at Kirkby Misperton. He was doing nothing illegal, but was pulled backwards. He banged his head on the ground and was left feeling shocked.
It's the first time I've ever been on a protest in my life. I found myself being pulled over backwards and staring up at the sky, and then I saw a police officer force his way through, and it's just not what I was expecting. I was expecting him to be sort of, "Excuse me, sir, can you just move forwards," and this kind of thing, but obviously just decided to force his way through.
Reacting to the incident, North Yorkshire Police say they would urge the man in the video to contact them directly if he has any concerns. But anti-fracking demonstrators feel it's just one example of police-protester relations breaking down.
The policing is being heavy-handed, it's disproportionate. They're not allowing people to demonstrate in an appropriate way. They change the tactics every single day, so people don't know where they stand.
The police would say there is a need to maintain site security, to keep roads open, to stop anybody being injured.
We understand that Third Energy, by law, have the right to carry on with their job, but we do want to be able to protest.
Techniques used by protesters are deliberately mischievous. At times they walk a fine line between what is and isn't legal, and that involves ongoing negotiations with officers.
I've just told you one's not been authorised or discussed today, so it's not happening right now.
It's very vague in lots of grey areas.
So you feel it's hard to play by the rules because the rules shift?
Exactly, yeah. And I'm a peaceful person, but I want to know where I stand, and I don't know that.
Protesters have been making the point that relations between themselves and the force have soured over the last few weeks. But they're saying that if Third Energy are here for many years to come, then they will be as well. And relations shouldn't therefore be allowed to deteriorate any further.
They'll have to tread a very delicate and a very difficult line, but that's their job. They're professional, that's what they should be doing. They're not here just to support Third Energy.
Roy recovered from his head injury and says he still intends to make a formal complaint about his treatment. He's also returned to Kirkby Misperton to continue protesting. Protests that risk becoming increasingly fractious between passionate locals and the county's police force. Spencer Stokes, BBC Look North, Kirkby Misperton.
So what's the police view? I've been speaking to Assistant Chief Constable Phil Kane from North Yorkshire Police.
So with regards to that particular incident, I understand that the gentleman is seeking to register a complaint. We'll ensure that is investigated fully, and that if there are any lessons to be learnt, then we'll endeavour to learn from those. But in terms of that particular incident, I can't comment any further on that.
OK, in general terms, is it OK to pull someone to the ground if they're not breaking the law?
Our officers are there to ensure that we're keeping people safe. We've got heavy goods vehicles moving along the road. We've got members of the public there going about a protest activity. We need to ensure that they can do that in a safe manner. Some of the tactics that are being deployed by the protesters are placing themselves in danger. Now we need to ensure that as a police service we prevent that from happening.
What do you think of accusations that you're being heavy-handed?
We deploy in a neighbourhood policing style. We want to engage with the community. We want them to enable their right to protest to take place. But we do need to react and be able to react to those elements that put themselves and others in danger when they lock on into the middle of a road, when they're trying to jump onto moving vehicles. You know, for us it's about keeping them safe as well as the wider public.
Do you worry about future relations, both current and future relations, with the residents of Kirkby Misperton because of what's going on?
Well, there are a range of views in the residents of Kirkby Misperton, and we receive lots of positive comments from members of the community who see us policing in very difficult circumstances. We also accept there are members of the community that feel that they would like to be able to protest without the police presence there.
Some of the protesters have complained that they don't really know where they stand, that rules are changing. How can people find out what they can and can't do around the area?
So we, on a daily basis, have police liaison officers. They are engaging with them, they're letting them know what we are going to do, what they can expect. So they know in advance when vehicle movements are coming, they know in advance what we would like them to do.
This has cost the force so far £180,000. Can you afford to keep kind of putting resources towards this?
We have reserves for major incidents that allow us to cater for these types of events. But again, also along with the Police and Crime Commissioner and the Chief Constable, we will be seeking some assistance from the Home Office at the appropriate time.